Hello to everyone in this event planning and event management LinkedIn group. My name is Anthony, and I am an AI-based voice of God. And welcome to today's show. Today, we are going to interview futurist Jim Carroll on the impact of AI on the event industry. We all know it's a time of promise and peril, opportunity and challenge, risks and reward. As someone who has been sharing his insight on stage on key issues related to the future and trends for more than 30 years, Jim has long been thinking about issues around artificial intelligence. And now, as we enter the era of the acceleration of AI, one thing is clear: the future belongs to those who are fast. Jim believes that those event planners who work hard to understand and master all the AI trends, including those far beyond what is happening with ChatGPT, are the ones who will best serve their clients and discover opportunity. Let's go to the studio with Anna. She's ready with a series of questions to find out how Jim is helping organizations align the rapid emergence of new AI technologies to disruptive business. Anna, over to you.
Hey Anthony, we had a last-minute substitution. Anna is having some new computer chips implanted today with a server upgrade, and so I'm taking over the interview. I hope that's okay. I guess you didn't get the memo. On that note, hi Jim. My name is Ella, and I'm an AI avatar. Let's talk about artificial intelligence. I understand right now that we're doing a short interview for the event planning and event management LinkedIn group. Have I got that right?
Yeah, you do, Ella. Nice to meet you. I thought it'd be a good idea to sort of do something unique with AI to get across some of the points that I'm thinking about with AI and some of the trends that you're thinking about with AI. So let's go for it.
Okay, but some ground rules, right? Miguel Neves and the moderated team of the event planning group here on LinkedIn have some pretty strict rules about spam posts and other nonsense. So let's just make sure to start out. You aren't spamming the group, right?
No spam happening here. I got to make sure I'm not doing that.
Got it. So let's start here with the question that everyone seems to ask about artificial intelligence. Are event and meeting planners going to be out of a job because of an AI like me? I mean, I'd be having serious guilt trips all day long if I knew I was taking jobs away. Wait, that makes me wonder, has the large language model generating me even been trained on what a guilt trip is? I digress. Should they worry?
I don't think so. I've got a post on my site where I took, magazine articles from the 1930s, 1940s, popular mechanics. And, back then they were spinning this tale that, giant robot brains are going to take away our jobs. Look, there's a lot going on. We all know these are big, complex, deep trends. I sort of subscribe to the theory, and you probably have heard this statement. Your job isn't going to disappear to an AI, but it might disappear to somebody who's more effectively using an AI. I wrote an article for a legal perspective today for one of my speakers bureaus on that exact theme. That's what we've got to be thinking about.
Should they get excited about AI though? You often suggest that some people see a trend and see a threat, but that innovators see the same trend and see an opportunity.
Yeah, I'm trying to carry that message onto stage and in the work with clients. Look, I like everyone, I've been using Midjourney and ChatGPT and exploring these tools and doing unique things like this, where I'm having an AI avatar do an interview of me in my home broadcast studio. I think we've got to look at this as an opportunity. We've got to sit back as event planners. How can we integrate this into our meeting flow? How can we use it as a productivity tool? How can we turn this into an opportunity and not really fall prey to some of the hype and hysteria and worry and concern that is out there? Let's focus on the upside and not just obsess over the downside.
With that in mind, I understand that you have recently been taking an AI avatar, someone totally fake like me, onto various stages with you for your keynotes. Tell us a little more about that. Why did you do that?
Yeah, I've been doing that in a few circumstances. I mean, one of the events I spoke at recently was in the Quebec City for NAMIC, North American Mutual Insurance Companies. And I thought, I'm going to talk about AI. So why not use an AI tool to generate an avatar that is actually going to interview me on stage as a unique way of getting across the speed and power and depth of what is unfolding here. And let me share with you the introductory clip.
Hi, Jim. I'm Brianna. I'm going to guide you through some of the insight that you are going to share today with the folks at this wonderful National Association of Mutual Insurance Companies event in Quebec City. Is that okay?
And what I did was I generated a number of clips with my new friend Brianna, and I had her break up the sections in my keynote with leading questions on the next bit I was going to talk to. And I think this accomplished several things. I mean, it made AI really real for the folks in the audience. It brought a little bit of fun to the keynote, and certainly helped to put a bit of a different spin on the approach to this topic. But look, also understanding I'm in Quebec City, I thought it was important to bring in my friend Andre with a little bit of a French introduction as well, a little bit of bilingual content. Give it a watch.
Salut Brianna et salut Jim. Permettez-moi simplement de souhaiter la bienvenue à tous ceux de toute l'Amérique du Nord dans notre merveilleuse ville.
Now, what Andre is explaining there is that, Quebec City, the oldest, establishment in North America, and a little bit of a historical detail. And I explain that to the audience as well.
Like every industry and profession, event planners and meeting planners are spending a lot of time thinking about AI. What do you think might be the real opportunities for them in the short term?
That's a big question. I mean, there's a lot of hysteria, a lot of hype, a lot of excitement. And obviously, we have these big search engine wars, Microsoft versus Google, and all these types of things going on. I've been tracking it like everybody, and I'm really fascinated by what's going on the topaitools.com website. When I started tracking this a few months ago, there were 2,000 tools, then there were 3,000 tools, and there were 6,000 tools and 9,000 tools. They sort of have given up, and they just now say top 10,000 plus tools. And look, there's tools in here about productivity. There's tools in here on legal. There's tools in here for use of video, photo tools, audio tools. Look, if you are an event planner, meeting planner, I think what you've got to do is you've got to adapt the mindset. I'm going to jump into this full steam ahead, and I'm going to explore the opportunities that are here. I'm going to explore the technologies that are emerging. I'm going to dive into a site like AI-toptools.com and begin working with a lot of this stuff to really try and figure out what it means, because I don't think there's any clarity yet on exactly what we can do with all of this magical stuff.
What about the use of an AI like ChatGPT to generate brochure copy and marketing material? Is there really an opportunity there, or should they be a little bit cautious?
I think we're quickly getting to the point where we can sort of sniff out or suss out when something is written by ChatGPT or Bing AI or anything. It sort of sounds bland. It sounds flat. It doesn't have any emotion in it. Maybe that will change over time, but I know that's an area where there's a lot of excitement in the early days. Look, it's going to write brochure copy for us. It's going to make it easy for us to put together promotional material, promotional newsletters, blog posts. But what I'm finding, and I think some other folks are seeing this as well, it sounds flat. It sounds bland. So I don't know if that's really a good idea. Certainly you can use it to start out putting together the content that you need and to explore ideas and do some research. But to do a copy and paste of AI generated content, I don't think it's going to serve you well.
What about voiceovers? We had quite the introduction there for this segment. Is there an opportunity for meeting planners to use an AI tool for the voice of God recordings, often used to open many events and shows?
Yeah, voiceovers. This technology is happening extremely fast. Look, I'm using it in my own promotional videos. I've got an AI Megatrends promo video, and it's a voice of God from a service I use called 11 Labs. I think there's an opportunity to use this throughout the flow of a show for a really unique approach to doing something with voiceovers. And I don't want to stress out voiceover actors, but I think this is one of the real sort of low-hanging fruits that is emerging out there. I'm stunned by how quickly this is coming about.
Let's go back to your use of an AI in recent keynotes. I understand that you've also been showing a clip of Leonardo DiCaprio as a part of your keynote. When you have been trying to emphasize a key point about the risks of AI, can you show us that clip?
Yeah, I wanted to get across what was happening in terms of, we're talking about this issue of a fraudulent video and manipulation of video, and we're all going into this world of massive misrepresentation of reality through AI tools, and this is a real issue. The clip I'm going to show you here, it's Leonardo DiCaprio, 2014. He's speaking at the UN about climate change, but somebody took some tools and turned it into something completely different. Give this a watch.
I stand before you not as an expert, but as a concerned citizen.
One of the 400,000 people who marched in the streets of New York on Sunday.
And the billions of others around the world who want to solve our climate crisis.
As an actor, I pretend for a living. I play fictitious characters, often solving fictitious problems.
I believe that mankind has looked at climate change in that same way, as if it were a fiction.
As if pretending that climate change wasn't real would somehow make it go away. But I think we all know better than that now.
I mean, it's Leonardo DiCaprio talking in, Bill Gates' voice, Steve Jobs' voice, Joe Rogan's voice, Kim Kardashian. It's kind of staggering to realize how quickly we are along that manipulation curve already.
Whoa, that's really scary. Before we talk about what this means, I understand you then show another clip to emphasize this key point. Show us that clip, and then tell us what you are trying to get across to the audience.
Yeah, give this one a watch.
I'd like to welcome everyone here today to the NAMIC conference. My name is Futurist Jim Carroll, and obviously that's not me. It just sounds like me. And this is a good example of how I can generate new risk for corporate organizations. It's all about the promise.
Think about that. What's happening here is I took my voice, I digitized it, fed it into an AI, put it on top of an avatar, and there's a totally different guy, telling my story. I think this leads us into a new and complex world.
I've been going through your jimcarroll.ai website and through the various posts you've been doing about artificial intelligence. You spend quite a lot of time speaking and writing about the issue of timing the future. You also refer a lot to avoiding the dangers of FOMO and the shiny object syndrome. Is that part of what is happening with artificial intelligence right now?
Yeah, I definitely think FOMO, fear of missing out, excessive hype, that's certainly a very, very real, a very big part of what's happening right now.
Okay, that makes sense. Also over on your website, I can't help but notice that you've been spending a lot of time speaking and writing about what you call the AI megatrends. Many of the event and meeting planners in this group might be working for an association or corporation and will be busy planning conferences and events in the next year. Why should these AI megatrends be important to them? What should they be thinking about? I understand you've got some pretty big numbers to share.
Yeah, look, spending on AI and manufacturing is going to go from 6.6 billion to 178 billion by 2030. Healthcare, 10 billion to 487 to 170 billion. AI and insurance, 2.3 billion to 30 billion or 67 billion. Look, little of this has to do with ChatGPT. It has to do with the big transformative AI megatrends, the trends which are really changing entire industries, and it's happening really, really fast.
Thanks, Jim. One more question. How long before we see a real AI avatar like me give a full keynote on stage? And that leads to a key question. As a futurist and keynote speaker, will you be out of a job?
Yeah, I sure as heck hope not. But, I think we are just a matter of months away. Maybe it's happened already. Full keynote given by an AI avatar. And that's why maybe what I'm doing is I'm making sure the AI avatar goes on stage with me and becomes part of the show. So I'm not replaced, but I'm augmented.
Got it. Oak, our interview has to be limited to 10 minutes to fit into a LinkedIn post. Any last comments you'd like to make?
Yeah, don't be scared of this stuff. Jump in, embrace it, get involved, work with it, use the tools.
If you had 1 or 2 words of advice for the meeting and event planners in this group, what would it be?
It's my mantra. Think big, start small, scale fast.
Thanks, Jim. Just one last thing if we have a moment. How did you create me? Where can people learn more about how you created me and how they might do something similar in their own event?
I used a service called Reals.ai, REALS.ai, and the voice of God was done by a service called 11 Labs. Check it out. Reach out to me if you want to know more about how we did this, and I'm down in my virtual broadcast studio.
Futurist Jim Carroll. He'll align you to your accelerating future with a keynote delivered with a compelling motivational style. Jim is known for disruptive trends insight, a deep research focus, vast topic coverage, extensive industry experience, up-to-date insight,